and you're here. So thank you.
Hell yeah!
Woo! All right, so one of the things that we'd like to do is educate people. We want to educate you on what's out there, what's coming down, because most of the media sources are bought out and paid for, so you get to know the information, whether you get it from us or you can do the research yourself. So, neonicotinoids, brand new forms of nicotine, polluting your systems, polluting all the bees, polluting the entire planet. They are water soluble, so they get right into the plants, they get right into the bees, they permeate the entire ecological system and kill everything. The problem with the systemic poisons, which is what these neonicotinoids are, is that they will actually build up in the actual bee colonies and cause the worker bees to become paralyzed. And as all these hard-working folks out here know, when the workers don't work, things don't get done. So colony collapse disease is actually caused from these neonicotinoids bonding to the parts of the anatomy in the central nervous system of the bees that make it so that they can actually get the neural synaptic interfaces going and produce. So when the bees die out, things don't get pollinated, and all this agriculture that we're working on that isn't monoculture, diversified farms, diversified community gardens, you'll hear more about that later, all these different agricultures don't get the natural pollination. So Monsanto creates the problem, and then they create the solution, because they can make money both ways. So what you get to know, exactly, we don't want that. Absolutely not. So a couple of the ways that you can support are through community organizations. There's a couple of them out there. Alchemiculture is actually building aquaponics in people's backyards. Yeah, aquaponics, high yield. Also, Rejuvenate Through Nature, I'm affiliated with them, as well as SBYC and various other community organizations. And we're getting people out there working in the yard and turning it into a garden rather than just a bunch of grass out there. Right? Absolutely. Okay. Another thing you could do is over here on these tables we have some heirloom seeds. They're nice little tomato plants. They'll work great even in a small area, and if you don't have a garden, give them to somebody who does, because these heirloom seeds have not been touched by GMOs. They are pristine, and they're few and far between. Statistically, Monsanto and its affiliates have a very large portion of the corn and all the other agriculture out there, and it's all been genetically modified. So we don't want it, absolutely. So what you can do from here is get involved. We'll be doing a march a little bit later. Go ahead and show your support that way. But also, talk to your community. Get on Facebook. Let people know what's going on, because most of the media sources have been bought out and paid for. So speak your voice, and we can assist you with that. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Tyrell. I want to encourage everyone here to contact the Wasatch Beekeepers Association or the Utah Beekeeping Association. Find out how you can keep a hive in your yard. This is a good way that anybody can help the bee population and bring the bee populations up. Another good way to encourage the bee population is to plant pollinators in your garden. So be sure and plant lots of flowers that make lots of nectar so that the bees will come and they'll have a good meal. That's one of the problems in the bee culture.